Hi, welcome to the RTV interview. I'm Shelby, and this is Miss Hannah, the art teacher at Richland. I had just a couple questions for you today, so let's just hop in. Where did you grow up, first of all?
In LA.
Do you have any favorite memories living in LA growing up?
In high school, we'd go to the art museum a lot on Museum Row. We'd go to the Grove, go to Amoeba Music. It's fun growing up in LA.
Did you grow up with surrounded by art and music?
Kind of the friends I kept, that we were all into music. We primarily liked bands, and we liked Smashing Pumpkins, Nirvana.
Those are some good bands.
That sort of thing, yeah.
What school did you go to, and what did you study?
School in college or high school?
College.
I went to Biola University. It's a little private college. And I studied theology, which is odd, I know.
What's that?
Study of religions.
Oh. Okay. Did you have any jobs before becoming a teacher?
I worked at Supercuts as a receptionist. It was one of my first jobs, and I hated it. People were so mean. And then what else did I do? I taught English in Korea. And then stuff like that. I mainly was a teacher or tutoring.
How long did you stay in Korea for?
6 months.
Why were you there?
Just teaching English, and yeah.
Did you enjoy teaching in Korea?
Yeah, it was a good experience. I was there with a lot of teachers from the U.S., and the native Korean speakers, when they saw me, they didn't assume I spoke English, so they would never practice their English on me, and I felt left out. I was like, hey, you can speak English to me, but they would go to my blue-eyed teacher friend and practice their English on them. I'm like, you can speak to me too.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about pursuing a different career other than teaching or art?
Yes.
Like what?
I'm actually working on my private pilot's license.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you want to be a pilot?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. How many places have you traveled?
A lot.
What's your favorite spot?
Norway.
Norway?
Mm-hmm.
Is it really beautiful? I've heard Norway's really beautiful.
Yeah, it's the most beautiful place I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's your go-to thing when creating art? What's your first thing you think of when you sit down to, make something?
I actually really love sculpture. I love clay and ceramics, but I think something my friends know me for is I like hiking. So when I hike, I bring a watercolor journal and just do something. It's called plein air art, where you just draw it outside.
Yeah, I've seen it. It looks really beautiful. Yeah. So, kind of off topic, but what's your favorite food?
I like any food that you can eat with cilantro.
Cilantro?
Which is a very polarizing herb. Some people hate it.
Interesting.
So
never heard of that.
Thai food, Vietnamese food, Mexican food, anything that pairs well with it, I love. So, yeah.
What do you think about those people that are born with, the gene that makes cilantro taste like soap?
I mean, more for me then.
That's true. Okay, so what's the biggest red flag in someone if they don't like cilantro?
I don't think that's a red flag. That's just, I don't judge that.
Okay, so in general, what's the biggest red flag in someone? There's something you cannot.
There's a lot of things out there. One thing is if somebody's rude to, the wait staff, if you go out to eat and you're just, a jerk to people, when you're just rude to, I think being rude, period, but especially when you're rude to people and, serving you, yeah, that's so rude.
Yeah.
I don't like that, yeah.
Yeah, that's a big thing. So, what's your biggest beige flag in someone?
In someone?
Yeah.
I was just gonna say sports.
Sports? You're not into any sports?
I have no horse in that race. Take it or leave it.
Okay, back on the topic of art, when did you realize you wanted to be an artist or pursue art as a career?
When I was very little and I was drawing, and my mom was like, hey, you're good at that. So when I was really little, yeah.
Okay. What were you like in your younger years? What kind of student were you in school?
I liked reading. I liked English.
Were you a troublemaker?
I had a rebellious phase, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
In your teen or kid years? Or?
Teenage years. One of the stories I have is in junior high, we would there was a kid who would give ear piercings during recess. So I was like, yep, my turn. So he would just bring an ice cube and ice your ear, and you just sit like somewhere behind like a fence somewhere. It was pretty ghetto.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, and then they just pop in studs and somehow it didn't get infected. But my mom, as soon as I got home, I was like hiding it from her. But she was like, "What did you do?" And she just knew immediately because moms know. And she made me take them off. So I had these cool piercings for one day.
Dang.
But I got some like junior high street cred for that.
Wow. That's funny. So what's your goal or legacy you want to leave at Richland? Like something you just want to leave behind here?
I think treat people the way you want to be treated. Respect. Treat people. Everyone's always going through something. You don't know what. You really don't know what. People are like icebergs, right? You only see a little bit. So always give grace, and it takes nothing to be nice to somebody.
Yeah.
Try to live by that.
Yeah, I agree with you. Thank you for coming here. This was a great interview. I appreciate you coming here.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah,
Thank you.
We'll kick it back to the studio now.